which ended up hitting TP. So in between recording this video, I kind of got to show you what I was talking about with less is more, and there goes the trade. The trade is, that deep in profit. I was in drawdown over 1.5%, and this one trade brought me straight out to drawdown, and now I'm up 1%. In this video, we'll go over all the details of that trade, how I found it, how I managed it, and everything in between. Hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Kevon Roach, and hit the subscribe button because this is a place where we share what it's like being a full-time trader from the Caribbean. So let me get right into it. So regardless of all these trades on the screen right now, I'll actually touch on what most of these trades are, how they actually went. But the trade that I want us to focus on is this buy right here on the 27th of August. The thing about it is I honestly was supposed to close this trade because I have a rule that if I have an order open, most of my orders are pending orders. I rarely ever open like market orders, but if I have a pending order and it's there for more than 2 hours, then I close that order, because according to the back testing, when trades come back and hit me in after 2 hours, I more than likely lose that trade. So that's just something to keep in mind. But when we come back to last Tuesday, I suffered a loss, but this was one of the first trades that I started aiming for 1 to 3. Before I used to do 1 to 2, and it used to work out, to be honest. It used to work, but the thing is, 1 to 2 will make up for losses, but you capitalize more if you just try to be a bit more disciplined and hold for the 1 to 3. So the first one there on Tuesday, that was a loss, but here on Wednesday, let me just zoom in, right? What I actually look for is like very, very simple. There's a few other stuff, but mainly is price action, right? We just want to see at 9 a.m. which direction is the manipulation and which direction will price actually want to go. It's kind of like a daily bias. So after doing your top-down analysis, obviously knowing what the daily looks like, knowing what the 4-hour looks like, and we're down now to the hourly. We just want to keep on the same side of momentum, but we don't want to be in the manipulative leg of the market. So from 9 to like 9:30, I don't actually trade. I'm there monitoring the charts, but I ain't trade. So once 9 o'clock finish, so it was basically like 10 o'clock. So 9 o'clock did what it had to do. I noticed that this low here was taken, this low right there. So it was likely, or the chances of it going up was higher because we had an hourly liquidity being taken. The price barely had a wick below it. And then we just closed fully bullish, and we didn't take any highs when we closed fully bullish. I mean, we had these highs this morning, but I would say that this candle right here also took those highs. So they weren't really valid anymore. And once price had the full close up, what I'm mainly looking for is like a retracement into the fair value gap, 50% retracement. Maybe if there's an internal low or something like a pullback being taken out, then we actually enter the trade. In this case, it was a fair value gap being filled, but price did not do so in the first 2 hours. So ideally, if I'm sticking to my rules, this candle at 10 a.m. and then this candle at 11 a.m. is the max time that I'm giving this trade. If it doesn't get touched by 11 a.m., then I should close this trade. And that's what I should have done, but I was not near my phone or any laptop, anything. So this trade was left open, which was very, very risky, and I could have easily lost this trade and I would have been pissed, to be honest. But sometimes it goes against you, sometimes it goes in your favor. I would advise though, the times when it's going in your favor and it's not the things you're supposed to do, just count yourself lucky and don't try to repeat it. Don't try to tell yourself, oh, it's changing now. And no, it's 1 in a million. Like this one right here is 1 in a million that you can soon see, and in more than enough reason why you should always stick to your strategy. Being honest with you, bro. So price did all it had to do. At this point, I just thought that maybe, price gone and left me and I can just reevaluate, take another trade tomorrow. Did not close the order. This price action right here, this was like a wick on the 1 minute. I don't even know if I could find it if I drop down to the 1 minute. Let me just try for the sake of trying. Okay, so this is the best I could get if I zoom in. This is that exact wick. So even on the 1 minute, it's a wick. It literally did this in seconds and then just shot up into my favor in profit, and then over time it hit TP at like 2 a.m. the next morning. But that was not supposed to happen. Like, even though it was a win, I still have to, even though that was a win, you still gotta give Jackie. It is a fluke. It's 100% fluke. And these things has happened. If you manage your risk properly, when fluke goes against you, you're not gonna lose that much. On the same ship, if you manage your risk correctly and fluke goes in your favor, you profit. So that was a situation like that on Wednesday. But here on the very next day, this is why I said, you know what? Sometimes it's fluke, but it's always better to stick to your rules. Because fluke gonna happen and you can't account for fluke. But the one thing you can account for is your rules. Like the 2-hour rule, for example, here we had another liquidity sweep, we had a fair value gap, but no retracement within that 2 hours. This trade I closed. This was not a loss. I was not allowing it to happen. Like 10 a.m. the next day, that would have been a hell. Would have gone up in some good profit after it hit me in, but it wouldn't have been 1 to 2, so my stop loss wouldn't be at break even, which means that would be an SL. Then we have this trade right over here on Friday that I honestly missed. So I was not near the chart for the entry. We have a liquidity sweep there, and I just took 50% of the candle retracement for 9 a.m. and price shoot in the favor. To be honest, if I was at the chart, and let me see if it hit 1 to 2. Yes, it did hit 1 to 2. So my stop loss would be at break even. So when this price choose to reverse, I'd come out with a little bit, like barely anything than what I went in with. But at the same time, you can't complain. Break even is happening. The only thing is, I at first was kind of mad that I missed this trade because it was a good one. But then when I saw it was break even, I was like, I ain't really missed none, because break even has pissed me off. I can be honest with you. The whole reason why I don't like set break even is because it has pissed me off. Like knocking stop loss does piss me off less than knocking break. Being honest with you. Honest, I know people is be like, well, at least I didn't lose money. You didn't make no money either, brother. So anyways, moving on from that last week Tuesday, one win last week Wednesday. I missed, no. This was not a trade, but I just left it on here to show you what happens when I don't follow my rules, so that maybe you can see that this win was a fluke, and the very next day would have been a loss if I think the fluke would have repeated, to inspire you to follow your rules. So we had those 2 trades, Tuesday, Wednesday. One that I let go as it didn't fit my rules on Thursday, and then a break even that I missed on Friday. So I really and truly missed shit. And here we have now on Monday, I also didn't place this trade because if you notice, the fair value gap didn't actually get retraced into in that 2 hours. So we have 1, 2, 3 until down here. So at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon when the fair value gap happened at 9 a.m. Hell no. What happened was price obliterated or obliterated, whichever is the right way to say the word, my stop loss. And yeah, I avoided the loss. And now we go over to this trade that I took yesterday, Wednesday, the 3rd of September. So this is the first trade that I placed for Q3 the year. It was a loss. It fit my criteria. Everything was completely fine with this one, but it was just a loss. And this happens, even if you strategy this tell you 10 confirmations and you get 11, you can still lose that trade. Like this is real life. Some influential person could just randomly get shot in the head, and these prices will react randomly. So your confirmation is giving you 11 confirmations ain't really confirming shit. And this trade goes to show everything was aligning, everything was showing high probability, but I still lost that one. And these things happen, so accounting for them is smart. In fact, let me just brush through these 6 trades from Tuesday to Wednesday. 6 trades. I didn't place all of them, but let's look at what my P&L would have been like if I actually did place all 6 trades. This just goes to show that less is more. Less can really and truly be equal to more. But here we go. So this one loss is 70 pips down. This one win is 140 up since we made 210. So you just minus the 70 from the 210. If I suffered this loss, I would be down another 70. So I'd only be up 70. If I had taken this trade, it would be a break even. So no losses, no wins. If I had taken this one, I'd be down another 70. So I'd be at break even. And with the loss that I took yesterday, I'd be down 70 points. Instead, down this 70 and up this 210, so I'm back to 140. Missed this trade, so still at 140. Even if I took this trade, which would be a break even, still at 140. Missed this trade, so I'm still at 140. Hope you seeing the benefit in less, bro. Hope you seeing the benefit in less, because even though I took this loss yesterday, I am still up 70 pips. You understand? This one trade brought me out to drawdown. Like, I had trades before, because I have this 10k flash account from SeekPath that I've been trading now for about a month, and I've been managing the risk to a T, trying to keep my percentage risk per trade constant as possible. And I've really been learning a lot while doing that. You know that less is more. Having a stable risk to reward will pay off in the long run. Like, you're not looking to make the most as possible every single stolen day. You're just looking to make what you can make out of the market. Quick side note, my camera actually overheat for a couple minutes and then I end up in a trade. I was monitoring that trade, which ended up hitting TP. So in between recording this video, I kind of got to show you what I was talking about with less is more. And there goes the trade. The trade is, that deep in profit. Another side note about this trade though, it hit stop loss. I don't know if you could see when we zoom all the way in and just stretch the price out like that. It hit stop loss on trading view, but it didn't hit stop loss on MT5. So I should be including some screenshots. And yeah, this just goes to show, man, less is really more, because realistically my chart looks like this. These are the actual trades that I've taken on my account. So in the end, this video wasn't so much about the strategy or what I used to actually catch this trade. It was a slight trade breakdown, but more importantly, it was kind of evidence to prove that in trading, most times less is more. Like, once you find something that repeats, just stick to seeing that alone. Sometimes you will lose, but it will repeat and you will make profit. And as long as your risk to reward is constant, as long as you have a stable risk to reward ratio, I can't stress the enough, bro. I really can't stress the enough. Things are gonna play out in the long run. Like, it's mathematically proven, bro. No matter how many small ones you get, you just need one small streak of a large RR, like not even too large. I hope somebody could decipher from me mumbling and jumbling all this time. I ain't gonna make this video longer than it needs to be. I probably should make another video breaking down today's trade, but it's the same thing. I just waited on a retracement 50% of the candle that was opposing the liquidity sweep. So yeah, as the entire thing in a nutshell, keep it simple, less is more, and have a constant RR. Till next time, that'll be it for this one though. If you made it this far, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye, have a great time.